Well, the term EVs for electric vehicles is so 2022. At least that's what John says. John looks at the new term and what could soon shake up the auto industry in John's world this week.
A long time ago, when my grandmother was a girl growing up in my hometown, it boasted its very own car company, the Rayfield. This was not unusual. From 1900 to 1919, there were about 2,000 companies in the United States making cars at some time or another. The reason was simple. Cars were simple. The name of America's first car manufacturing company, the Duryea Motor Wagon Company, suggests how straightforward the technology was. There were few parts beyond the ability of a good machinist and contemporary machine tools. Something similar may be happening with EVs. One quick note. From now on, I'm going to try to refer to battery-powered vehicles as BEVs. It's becoming the standard acronym to differentiate between hybrids and cars with no internal combustion engine, ICE. We may be about to duplicate the economic conditions that allow for small companies to compete with dominant auto behemoths like Toyota or GM. BEVs are comparatively simple to build, with estimates varying up to 85% fewer parts. When considering the powertrain alone, the number of components comparison is even more stark. The bodies and interiors are wildly different, but BEV chassis are essentially comprised of a battery, a controller, and a motor. Consequently, the technology threshold in manufacturing machinery are less prohibitive to new entrants. Starting with Tesla, of course, there are dozens of BEV startups like Bollinger, Atlas, Fisker, Canoo, Arrival, Aptera, and many more, especially in China, the largest manufacturers of BEVs. Many, if not most, of these startups will fail, but their sheer number will chip away at the dominance of major car companies. This industry disruption will also present an opportunity to re-examine what I consider one of the most questionable regulations in the U.S., after the Jones Act, of course. I am talking about state laws forbidding direct sales by manufacturers to consumers. The dealer's sales laws may have had an important purpose at one time, but technology has a way of finding alternatives. Deploying increasingly sophisticated and powerful websites to sell simpler machines, BEV car companies will challenge not just established car makers, but the need for arguably outdated regulations.
Thanks, John. Well, have you ever seen a tractor with a wooden cab? Leave it to Machine and Repeat to find one. That's in the Lone Star State next.
Closed captioning on U.S. Farm Report is brought to you by BASF. BASF, helping you to do the biggest job on Earth.